One of the biggest breaking stories just hit the newswire in the first 5 months of Donald Trump's second term, and you do not want to look away from this one. Because, of course, as we know, when Donald Trump is breathing, he is deceiving. And I am not going to stop. So long as Donald Trump is president of the United States, I am not going to stop from referencing Donald Trump being just like the Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, because everything he does when it comes to being conniving, manipulative, or something that enriches himself, he's actually very on top of it. And yet, the truth of the matter is, because of the Trumposphere, we are not likely to know the exact true plan. And world leaders, just like corporate buddies, they stick together. And in this breaking story, you will not believe what a key insider just exposed. You have got to see and share with every single person you know. I'm going to show that to you in a few seconds. Take a quick understanding of what we're talking about in this story.
One of the eternal truths about Donald Trump seems to be his belief that he can speak things into reality. If he said something is true, then he is almost trying to will it to be true.
We hear it was obliteration. It was a virtual obliteration. I believe it was total obliteration. I believe they didn't have a chance to get anything out because we acted fast. If it would have taken 2 weeks, maybe, but it's very hard to remove that kind of material. Very hard and very dangerous for them to remove it.
He possibly even believes himself that it is true.
Well, it was so bad that they ended the war. It ended the war. Somebody said in a certain way, that it was so devastating, actually. If you look at Hiroshima, if you look at Nagasaki, that ended a war too. This ended a war in a different way, but it was so devastating.
But we have spoken many times about the media's inability, myself included, to properly chronicle something as bonkers as this.
Demeaned by fake news CNN, which is back there, believe it or not, wasting time, nobody's watching them, so they're just wasting a lot of time, wasting my time. And the New York Times, they put out a story that, well, maybe they were hit, but it wasn't bad. Well, it was so bad that they ended the war. It ended the war.
What choice do you have if the President of the United States of America announces that he has successfully negotiated a ceasefire? What choice do you have as a newscaster, as a news editor, as a newspaper editor, as any sort of commentator or journalist? What choice do you have?
Yes. What are you to do? Well, what the American people need to do is 10 times more what we're already doing. Stand up, fight, speak out, investigate, and go after it. Because I want you to fully listen to this insider truth about Trump's orchestration, distraction, deception, and what he's doing as a world leader. Take a look.
Volcano is about to erupt. Ex-Trump insider warns about president's next plans. Donald Trump is planning to lie to Congress, according to an ex-insider to the president. Lev Parnas, a former trusted operative to the U.S. president, recently flagged evidence of Trump's cognitive decline. In a separate blog post on Thursday, Parnas wrote, "Keep your eye on the ball. The volcano is about to erupt. It's been a non-stop 24 hours. I've been getting messages and updates through the night. Sources reaching out, intel coming in from across the globe, and I'm telling you right now, something is happening," Parnas wrote. "Trump wants you distracted, chasing headlines, but I'm asking you, keep your eye on the ball, because the real story is unraveling right in front of us." Elaborating on what's happening, he said, "Overnight, Russia launched another heavy round of missile and drone attacks across Ukraine, targeting cities, hitting civilian infrastructure, killing innocent people. But while the air raid sirens wailed, something else happened. A Russian delegation quietly left for Washington, D.C. I've been telling you for months, he's not reacting to the news. He's orchestrating it. This is all leading up to Trump lying to Congress about Iran, according to the ex-operative. Here's what my sources are telling me, and you won't hear this on CNN. Today, Trump's defense and intel teams are supposed to brief the Senate. The next day, Congress. But my sources say they're going to Stonewall," he added. "They will refuse to disclose the full scope of the mission. And the reason is simple. Because they can't. And they won't. There was no imminent threat. There was no legal justification. This was not a reactive strike. It was part of the larger choreography I've been telling you about." According to Parnas, they know that once the details are made public, the entire narrative collapses. That's why the cover-up is already underway. As this unfolds, Netanyahu's trial is set to begin Monday. His corruption case is back in court. He's cornered, just like Trump, just like Putin, and they're moving together because their fates are now linked, Parnas wrote Thursday. And what does Trump do? Instead of owning the strike, instead of explaining the mission, he sends out Pete Hegseth to attack the media and distract from the truth. As part of his conclusion, Parnas also writes, they'll lie to Congress, they'll hide the facts, they'll flood the airwaves with noise.
There's not 1 ounce of what Lev Parnas is saying that surprises me, shocks me, or that would ever shock me when it actually is shown to be true. It is not that all governments and all powerful individuals don't do a certain amount of either just stone cold lying or shiny bauble over here, distract away from, or as we've seen in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies, a distraction, a diversion. It's not uncommon. However, distraction diversion is different than obstruction, totalitarianism, and flat out orchestration to demean the people of the country you run. And that, in my opinion, is exactly what Donald Trump learned sitting on the sidelines, whining like a little baby for 4 years while Joe Biden brought this economy back and brought this country back to some sense of decorum. And he is a petulant little child. We've heard many times he loves to take absolutely no mercy on those who weren't loyal to him, that feel like he betrayed him. Donald Trump feels like everybody betrays him if you don't pat him on the head and tell him he's wonderful. So that's pretty much freaking everyone. But the bottom line is, he had 4 years to plan, and all those around him to plan, like Stephen Miller, to do exactly what's going on. And the orchestration of what we may be facing over this summer is going to be frightening and potentially devastating. Do not let up. Talk to your friends. Send this around. Stay frosty.